Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. This episode I'm going to do an unboxing of Batman Gotham City Chronicles by Monolith, which was a Kickstarter exclusive board game, and it comes in two of these giant boxes with this great panoramic artwork on the fronts. And I just recently received this, so let's quickly open it up and see what's inside. Okay, so let's take a look at the first box, which has all the good guys, all the heroes, and very cool artwork covering the entire box. There's not even a title or a logo on here, which is unusual for a board game, but being a Kickstarter exclusive game, I guess they went with it. There's the title on the side of the box, and on the back of the box there is also a very stylized way of showing the player board, and that there's miniatures in there without showing them. So yeah, it's unusual, but let's open it up and take a look inside. Okay, so first of all, there is a very nice lithograph here of Batman versus Bane. There are several other ones in here as well. There's Catwoman. So that's pretty cool. We have this. So that's something nice to hang on your wall. And next we got the rules booklet and the mission booklet. So these two, and they are mighty big, mighty thick. Lots of pages. So let's see, there's 60 pages in all, which is quite a hefty rule book. And lots of missions with some cool art on the front as well. So lots and lots of missions. And knowing Monolith, they probably will be publishing some extra missions just like they did for Conan on the website as well. Alright. So first of all, we have a nice bag of dice here, and they come in different colors. So we got white ones, yellow ones, orange, red, and black. So those are the dice. The white ones only have 2 of these sides. The yellow ones have 3 blanks, 1 double, and 2 single of these hits. The orange one has 2 blanks, 2 single, and 2 double hits. The red one has 1 blank, let's see, 2 single, 2 double, and a triple hit. And the black one does have 3 blank sides, and 1 single side, but it also has 2 quadruple hits. So there's lots of those. Alright, let's put them to the side. There we go. We have a little packet of cards, which I'm not going to open because that's going to take too long, but you've got all these item cards here, for example, the Batarangs, and they have a nice little dedicated slot over here. And we have the red cubes that you will be using on your boards. Nice red translucent plastic. Okay, so then we have a box here. So let's see if there's anything else underneath. Yeah, so we got these boards here in a nice foam inlay, which you don't often see, so that's kind of nice. So we have this, and here are all or 3 of these boards that you can use for, for each player basically. So that's pretty cool. I like these. They are, as you can see, double layered with these slots for all your things. So that is nice. And then we have more of these boards here, these character boards that of course fit into this slot. So that's pretty cool. You can have a different character and just slot it in. And there's of course one for each. So let me see if I can just, I'll just slide some of these out. Well, that will make it easier to get that paper off. It's rather tight. Oh, I see, it's actually Well, I'll just rip it off then. Okay, so there is some artwork for all of the heroes. You get Batman, Catwoman, Commissioner Gordon, Robin, Nightwing, the Huntress, Batgirl, Bluebird, Black Canary, Renee Montoya, Harvey Bullock, Batwoman, Orphan, a younger Robin, Azrael, another Batman, different sculpt, and another Batman with some buck teeth there, and another Batman, the Dark Knight. We've got Katana, Red Hood, another Catwoman, Duke, the Green Arrow, Spoiler, Bat Cow, which was a very fun model, and we're back at Batman. So there's plenty of those. And then underneath this nice piece of foam, there is the board, and that is absolutely huge. I probably can't even take it all in the shot. So I will just put this to the side for now. I need a lot of room. There's two boards, and this one is in the streets. So let's see. Well, no, it just barely fits. You can almost see everything there. So we got here, there is the subway station. A couple of cards here, and the escalators, toilets, and it all looks very, you know, in a bad state. So an abandoned subway station. And on the other side of that, there is this docking area for trucks to be loaded behind a nightclub, and some buildings here as well, which looks nice, really cool. Suburban map. And the other one is here, and that has, on one side, there is a chemical vat here, the chemicals, and some of these barrels. So here, this is a factory presumably, and there are some rooms over there, some offices. So yep, we have that on the one side, and on the other side, there's a bank with the police standing outside. So we got some police cars, a SWAT car here. There's the, I assuming the robber's van, and there's the vault that has been opened. If you can see that, let me just slide that over. You can just see that over there, and lots of offices, of course. So that is the bank, and those are the two boards that you get in this box. And so then we had this box that holds all the miniatures. So it has all the artwork here as well, which is pretty cool. So let's have a look inside. And everything has its own nice insert with dedicated spots for all of these models. So we got orange models, these civilians, and they are nicely detailed. They're made of a very light kind of plastic. It feels rather light. There is another civilian. And then there's these policemen. So we have this guy. We have these, the machine gun. The detail's pretty good. SWAT. And yep, here's one with a baton, two batons actually. So there's 4 of each of those. There's 4 of these drones as well. Cool, on a little stand here, flying drones. And then there's 4 of these officers. And 4 of these. So yep, there we go. And those are the minis in the top layer. And I'll just take this out. Oops. And then we have all of the superheroes here, of course. So let's have a look. This is a Catwoman. There she is with her whip. And I'm still a bit unsure what kind of plastic it is. These are very thin models, of course, so they're a little bit flexible, but it does seem that it is strong enough that it can take a little bit of handling, but I'd still be careful with these. Here is the alternate Catwoman sculpt, which looks very cool. Lots of details. Look at the musculature. So, yep. Let's see. This is that Batgirl. Nice with the billowing cape. So that looks cool. And it's kind of hard to tell who is who when they're all blue. But I really like the detail on these models, the billowing capes. Very dynamic, which is cool in a miniatures game like this to have such dynamic poses. Here is Batman, the Dark Knight, I think this model was called, and he goes onto this base. I'll just show you the model. And then he's also got a cape. Billowing in the wind, quite a big one. And he's looking old and gruff and very square, very tough looking Batman. So we have him. Then here is your classic, your standard Batman doing a punch, whoosh. Looking cool. Really cool with the bat belt. And the symbol on his chest and everything. Yep. And then there's this crazy little bat cow. It must have been in one of the comics. I have no idea. A bat cow, but it's kind of funny. So what else? That went that way. So here is another model. So, not sure if this is Batwoman or not. So forgive me if I mess it up with the names, because there's quite a lot of them, and I'm more of a fan of the movies than the comics. There's just too many to read. Oh, this looks like Batwoman. Nice. And here is someone with a kind of a nunchuck kind of weapon. Not only this has 3 wooden parts. Okay. Here is Katana. That one I do know. Also nicely detailed. Then there is... was this the Orphan? Could be, I'm not sure. So, here is somebody with a huge gun. Then, this is Renee Montoya, yeah, okay. Right, so here's Harvey Bullock. This guy I do know as well from the Gotham TV series, which is quite good. At least I did enjoy it. I liked the origin story of all those characters in that show. And this is Commissioner Gordon, I think. And next we have Duke. Also looking good. We got the Red Hood with this enormous minigun and some ammo on his back. Here is, I would say this is Nightwing, maybe? So I think this is Robin. This is Nightwing with the two sticks. Yep, yeah, and you can see the Nightwing logo across his chest here as well. Then we have young Robin. Okay. And here is the Bucktooth, the Batman. This is a strange one. So that's him then. Then there's the Green Arrow. Here is another alternate Batman sculpt. With a crossbow. And finally, Azrael, holding his flaming sword. Tattered cape. Nice. Okay. So those are the miniatures in the first box. Let's open up the next one. And here is the second box with all the villains on the front. It looks really cool. I love this artwork. And on the back, again, a very sober, very clean looking description of what is in the box. Let's open it up. Okay, so this is pretty cool. We have this plastic player board. So for the bad guys, basically, the villains, and that is quite large. I really like that. There is a lot of stuff that's going to be going on this, you know, cards sliding to the left for the activations of the bad guys. That has a little indentation so you can easily flip them out. There's stuff that's going to go on here, things that you put in here and everywhere. There's spots for cubes. Really lovely. It's quite deep too, and there's a lot of detail here. Looks very like computer-like or machine-like. That is awesome. Really nice. So there's that, again with a bit of foam to keep it all nicely in place. And here is the box of minis. So big box, it just fits into the main box, so I have to push the edges open a bit, which is kind of tricky. Okay, and as you can see, this box has been kind of misassembled a bit, so maybe that's why it was so tight. And in the bottom, again, some very tight punch boards. But fortunately, those can just be flipped out easily. So we have these punch boards with lots and lots and lots of tokens. There's 3 of those cards, of course, as well here for... Oh, there's 4 actually, yeah. So we have plenty of these cards for the villains, but also for the officers and the citizens we saw earlier. Double-sided. So here is the third board with more of those cards and lots of tokens here as well. Nice. And finally this fourth one, and it also has an extra room tile there. And these are also double-sided. Okay, so here we have these things that will fit in that board we saw earlier. Okay, I'll just put the box to the side, and then we will have a look at this. So what do we have? Lots of people in here. We've got a Scarecrow. I believe there's 2 different ones. There's a Scarecrow as well. There's 2 different Bane sculpts. There's 2 different Riddler sculpts. There's a Harley Quinn, a Hush, Jason Todd, who's also Hush, the Penguin, Killer Moth, Firefly, Raj Al Ghul, Orphan once more, guys from the Penguins gang, the Black Mask, Talon, there's the Owl, Brotherhood of Owls, with katanas and with guns, I believe, yes. Well, we'll just have a look at those. There's Killer Croc as well, some pretty cool bad guys in here. So, okay, let's have a look at the thugs first. So here's, I think, because he's wearing a mask, was that the Owl member with the guns, or is that something else? Oh, I think that's Penguin's gang then. And anyway, they're all gray, of the same plastic, and I can actually see a lot more of the detail on these in this light than the blue ones, because these are lighter, and they look pretty nice. So there's 4 of these. There's 4 of Poison Ivy's carnivorous plants, and there we go. That is pretty cool as well. 4 of those. Here is a thug, just a generic goon, number 9. And there's 4 of him as well. There's another goon with a shotgun. Yep. So we got him. And there is another thug with a crowbar. And now we've got Riddler's gang, very muscular dudes with the question mark on their shirts. 4 of those, and there's 4 more. This one is wielding 2 guns. Okay, there's more thugs with an Uzi. So there are plenty of bad guys to beat up. And then we got these scary thin dudes, which belong to one of the bigger ones that is in here. Or, yeah, he's over there. Really creepy looking guys. 4 of those. And now we have 4 of these goons with large automatic machine guns. So we have those. What is this? I don't know. Not quite sure. But thugs with guns. And more thugs with a baton. Okay, so that's quite a lot of you know, goons and thugs and henchmen to beat up. So there's those. There's a little card in here. Don't know why that. Oh, you need to glue the net to the gun that's shooting them. Right. So that was what those guys are for. There are the nets and the guys. Yeah. Okay. So let's open it up. This has a nice lid to keep everything in place. That's good. So let's see what we have here. The Court of Owls. So there's 4 of these. Yeah, this is the Court of Owls with the masks. And this guy's wielding 2 guns as well. So we have 4 of those and 4 wielding a katana. Yep, nice. Okay. Moving on, we have these guys with the nets. So Penguin's gang. Some tough looking goons, and that goes onto that gun. Shooting a net to trap Batman and his friends. Alright, so we got 4 of those as well. Then we have Raj Al Ghul. with his sword and his big cape. So that's nice. Then we have Orphan with his swords. That's a nice model. Also very dynamic. And here is a running Deadshot, I think, with the eyepiece there. Nice. So let's see, who's this? This is Talon, I believe. Kind of, well, he resembles an owl. He's got an owl mask. Lots of little knives. And there is the Riddler with the bowler hat and his question mark cane. Really cool. The Joker. The Joker with his gun and a knife. And here is forget his name, with the two-colored mask. Deathstroke, I think it was. Here is the black mask. Stay in focus. There we go. All right, let's move on to another Riddler. So alternate sculpt for the Riddler. Here is Harley Quinn. And Harley Quinn also has two hyenas, which we will see later. And then there is Dr. Freeze. Nice. The big freeze gun in his suit. Still remember the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger played Dr. Freeze. It was so campy. It was so bad, it was good. Yeah, I think he's the rat catcher. Is that what he was called? He's got a lot of rats here on the base as well. Nice. Here is another Harley Quinn, more modern version with the big hammer and the ponytails. Okay, here's the Penguin. So cool. Little penguin with the umbrella and his cigarette holder. Really cool. This is what the Penguin looks like. And this guy, I forget. He's got gas tanks and a gas mask on. There's Firefly. With this jetpack kind of thing, wings. All right. Here is the Scarecrow, using lots of gas. Pretty nice. I like the swirly gas a lot. Would have been cool if this was translucent green or something, but if you paint that green, just an even green, that will look nice as well. Again, I'm not sure who all the bad guys are, but this looks pretty mean and cool as well. There is, well, do not know. Gonna have to look all of that up. But there's quite a lot of detail. you can really appreciate more of the detail on these gray models. Because on the blue ones I didn't see it, but you know, if you paint and you paint those minis, that will show eventually. This is Hush. He does have bandages over his head. Let's see. This is Two-Face. Very subtle as well, but you can see this side of his face. And that side of his face is different. He's holding the coin as well, which is of course a giveaway. Here is a different Red Hood. Very fancy looking Red Hood. With a large cloak. Here is Bane. Bane with the tubes in this coming from his backpack tank there, being pumped into his brain, giving him his strength. And here is an alternate Scarecrow, looking like an actual Scarecrow with a scythe. So that is pretty cool as well. More classic kind of Scarecrow. And then finally, we have some of the really big guys here. So there is Clayface. Look at that. That is a huge model. Clayface, who has formed his left hand into a giant brick, big block. And that is pretty nice. Lots of detail. Really cool looking figure. This is Solomon Grundy. And there you go. Huge person. Here is somebody I did not know. I think he's called Tusk. He's absolutely humongous. A big person with a really creepy looking head there. Some kind of, you know, human-animal hybrid. We have another version of Bane. Raw. Basically, he looks very similar. It's just a different pose, I think. We have Killer Croc here. Bloop. There is Killer Croc. Looking all scaly. Scaly and savage. Then we got, yeah, this one I did not know, so I forgot the name. But he looks like this huge, mutated, ghoulish person. Lots of spikes. So that's cool as well. All of these have quite the bigger bases, so they are big and formidable enemies. Here is a different Killer Croc sculpt, where he's still wearing a coat, and that looks pretty nice. It looks more lizard-like here. And then we got that thin dude who had the thin goons as well. Something with spores, I believe. So yeah, he's very thin, so careful with that one. Okay. And finally, Man-Bat. The opposite of Batman. A Man-Bat. Also, it's got pretty thin legs, so this is on here pretty, you know, pretty fragile. So be careful with those minis. But again, lots of detail. There are, you know, just so many veins in these wings. That is amazing. So yeah, it is a light kind of plastic, but there is plenty of detail on it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that was everything in this box. And so that was my unboxing of Batman Gotham City Chronicles by Monolith. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.